Hello and welcome back if you've been here before. If you haven't, I'm Katie and you can subscribe right now if you want, or also after the video if you want, or also never if that feels right to you, but my preference would be one of the first two options where you do subscribe. Anyway, today's video is how to romanticize your life. I feel like this was such a huge trend last year or maybe the year before. Either way, I'm very behind on this, but what's anyone gonna do about it? I have loved this trend the whole time it's been happening and I'm 100% certain that it makes you happier. And I do think it has something to do with the fact that romanticizing your life involves a lot of mindfulness and awareness of the present moment, and it is very confirmed that mindfulness is fantastic for your happiness and your health. So I guess romanticizing your life is basically just an extension on that. Anyway, these are 6 things that I do to romanticize my life, and these are things that maybe you could try. And if you do try them, come back to the video, let me know. And if they make you happier, also let me know that. If they make you less happy, also let me know that, because that would be interesting. Number 1. The first thing that I do to romanticize my life more is taking just 5 minutes every morning to quietly make a drink and drink it, not doing anything else. Like for me, this is a coffee, it could be a tea, it could be a smoothie, it could be a mimosa. I don't know your life. Most people have their morning coffee in a rush while they're getting ready and while they're doing other things. But I feel like just waking up a couple of minutes earlier so you have the time to turn your morning coffee into like a sort of ritual is so fun and so nice. And I know for me, it always makes me feel less rushed in the morning, which sort of sets the mood and the vibe for the rest of my day. So what I usually do is I make my coffee and then I like to sit on the floor. There's something about the floor that just makes me feel content. Actually, I think this is a bonus tip for romanticizing your life, is just sitting on the floor more. There's something about sitting on the floor that is just like lovely. This might just be a me thing, I don't know. But I just sit there and I kind of stare out the window. I have a lot of really pretty mountains outside my window, so I just kind of sit there and look at them, and it's very nice and it's very peaceful. Again, this comes back to mindfulness and being present in the moment. I just feel like I could just say be more mindful and end the video there. Like that is the main thing. Like when you stop and think about it, everything is so cool. Your morning coffee is so cool when you stop and think about it. Everything that is going on inside your body when you drink it, kind of cool to think about. Everything going on outside of you in your surroundings, very cool and fun when you focus on it. Okay, actually this goes on to my second idea for romanticizing your life, and that's to be more present and aware of all of the people that you're interacting with and the conversations that you're having. Like every person that you interact with has so much going on inside of their head, so many thoughts and experiences and things that you have absolutely no idea about. And I just feel like becoming genuinely interested in other people is one of the best ways to make life feel better, because everyone is genuinely interesting. There is something interesting about every single person. Like I genuinely do not believe there is such thing as a boring person. I think when people call other people boring, it's generally just because they can't relate to them and can't find some way of sort of like interjecting themselves into what this person is saying. So instead of having conversations and spending the whole time waiting for a point where you can start talking about yourself and making something about you, focus so hard on being there with this person and engaging with what they are saying. Make it a little challenge for yourself to go into every single interaction with the intention of learning something new from this person or finding something super interesting in what they're talking about. I feel like there also must be some benefit here to just generally improving the way you view other people, like with more humanness, I guess. And just feeling like less negative feelings towards other people, whether that be your family, your friends, or strangers, just anyone. I think that this probably makes you view people generally in a much better way. But also I think it probably makes people view you in a better way, because I feel like there's just nothing less likable than a person who is so obsessed with making every single conversation and situation about themselves and completely disregarding other people. Okay, the third thing is something that I have done for such a long time, and that actually now that I think about it is maybe kind of weird. Like I've never heard anyone else talk about doing this, so if this is something that you do, please let me know so I feel less like a strange weirdo. But it's basically just to imagine that I am being watched by myself from the past. Because obviously you would want the younger version of you to be looking at you and going, holy shit, this person is so cool and has such a fun life. I feel like this just makes me so much more mindful about the way that I'm going about my day, because in everything that I'm doing, I'm thinking of it as, okay, how can I do this in a way that 13-year-old me will think is so cool? Some situations where this is especially helpful is when I'm studying, because I find that sometimes when I'm sitting there studying, you get like, man, this is boring, like I don't want to be doing this. But then I imagine if younger me could see the stuff that I literally study full time, 13-year-old me would look at this and go, wow, that is so fun. And also she would think that I'm so smart for understanding this stuff. So yeah, again, maybe this is just a really weird thing that I like to do, but I find it so helpful in making me like appreciate and be more aware of aspects of my life that I probably otherwise wouldn't be. The next thing that you can do is go outside every day. Get out into nature if that's something that is possible for you. Like, I just think that the world is so pretty and it deserves to be romanticized for that. Just look at all of the pretty colors. There are so many of them. Crunch some leaves under your feet. Smell the roses. Jump in puddles. Bury yourself in sand. Literally just lie face down in the grass. It is just so unbelievably cool how nature is the best thing in existence, and we just get to have it right there outside. And it is all just so alive in a way that I'm like jealous of. Like, I would like to be so alive like that. And I find that when I spend time out in nature, it is just something that always does make me feel more alive. The next thing I love to do to romanticize my life is to have a playlist for literally everything. Making soundtracks for every aspect of my life. Basically just be the main character. I feel like I have a playlist for everything possible. Like, I have one for doing my makeup, studying, feeling violent, having a quiet sit, walking around in my boots, and many other things. This is just something so easy and so fun, I think, to just have playlists there that fit the vibe that you're in, just filled with fun, silly little songs so that the mood is always the correct mood. The last thing today is to just do more things, more little activities, so you have more things to romanticize. Especially hobbies. I think that there's something about having a hobby that you can kind of make such a event, you know? Like, if it's just sitting there knitting, I think that that's something you can romanticize and make into a cool thing that you do. Reading books, also something cool you can do. Like, even if it's just taking yourself on little outings, like maybe you go and walk through a museum, that's such an easy thing to romanticize. Going to a gallery, going and sitting in a cafe by yourself and drinking coffee. Taking yourself out on little dates, I think, and just being present and aware. That's, again, the running theme, mindfulness. Because, like, yeah, it's great to romanticize your daily routine, your regular things that you're doing, but also having things that are new, that you're not doing every single day. Being able to romanticize more things adds more to like this view of your life as a whole being romanticized. I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say here. If it doesn't, I'm sorry, and I will end the video here. So yeah, that is it from me. If you are gonna do any of these things, or if you already do any of these things, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. If you have any other things to add, I would also really love to hear about those. And yeah, if you like the video, please like the video. And if you aren't subscribed, please go and subscribe. It would bring me so much joy. But yes, that's it.